Welcome back to the Chanel USD Coins coin collectors and treasure hunters. If you're passionate about numismatics, rare finds, and hidden gems in your pocket change, then you're in for a real treat today. We're diving into one of the most surprising and fascinating stories in the world of coin collecting, the 2003 Liberty 1-cent coin. This coin may seem like just another ordinary penny at first glance, but hidden within some of these small copper pieces are mysteries, errors, and features so unique that they've stunned even the most seasoned experts. Believe it or not, some rare examples of this 2003 Liberty 1-cent have been valued at over $1.3 million. That's right, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent potentially being worth more than a luxury home, all because of a few unusual errors and characteristics that slipped past the minting process. To understand why a simple penny could reach such astronomical value, we have to first take a journey into the context and background of the 2003 Liberty 1-cent. By 2003, the Lincoln cent, commonly referred to as the Liberty 1-cent by many collectors, had already gone through decades of design continuity and changes. The obverse of the coin still bore the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner and first issued in 1909. The reverse design at the time was the familiar Lincoln Memorial, which had been used since 1959. The composition of the coin had shifted in 1982 from predominantly copper to a mostly zinc core with a thin copper plating. But even with standardized minting practices and modern machinery, mistakes can and do happen. And in some rare instances, those mistakes make certain coins incredibly valuable. Now let's explore what makes some 2003 Liberty 1-cent coins so unique, starting with one of the most critical elements for collectors: mint marks. The mint mark on a coin tells us which U.S. mint facility produced the coin. In 2003, these included Philadelphia, with no mint mark, Denver, marked with AD, and San Francisco, S, primarily for proof coins. Most of the high-value errors identified in 2003 Liberty 1-cent coins come from the Denver Mint, though a few Philadelphia coins have also displayed anomalies that caught collectors' eyes. The mint mark itself is sometimes part of the error. In certain 2003 pennies, the D is either missing entirely, faintly imprinted, or even double-stamped. This suggests striking anomalies and die issues, and coins with these mint mark problems are incredibly desirable to collectors. Let's talk more specifically about the kinds of errors that can send a coin's value skyrocketing. One of the rarest and most sought-after types is a double die. A double die error occurs during the die creation process, where the hub imprints the die more than once but slightly misaligned. When this die is used to strike coins, every coin it mints displays doubling in the design, which is most often visible in the lettering, date, or Lincoln's profile. In 2003, a small number of Liberty 1-cent coins were struck using such double dies. Collectors have reported dramatic doubling in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as on the date itself. These features make the coin incredibly rare. When authenticated by top grading services like PCGS or NGC, these coins have fetched thousands, tens of thousands, and in the most pristine or unique circumstances, up to $1.3 million in auction or private sales. Another type of valuable error that has been discovered on 2003 Liberty 1-cent coins is the off-center strike. In a perfect minting process, the planchet, that's the blank metal disc, should be centered perfectly under the die when struck. But in some 2003 examples, the strike occurred when the planchet was misaligned. Depending on the severity of the off-center strike, collectors place high premiums on these coins. A 5% off-center strike might be interesting, but a 50% off-center strike that still shows the date and mint mark can be exceedingly rare and valuable. Next, there's the fascinating world of transitional errors and wrong planchet strikes. Transitional errors happen when the mint transitions between different coin designs or compositions and accidentally uses leftover blanks or dies. Although no major design or composition shift occurred in 2003, errors have been discovered where 2003 Liberty 1-cent coins were struck on planchets intended for dimes or foreign coins. For example, some coins were discovered to be lighter in weight, pointing to the possibility that they were struck on aluminum or experimental planchets, which are not supposed to exist for circulation. When discovered, these anomalies spark a frenzy in the numismatic community. Authentic examples, when verified and proven to be genuine mint errors, have commanded 6- and even 7-figure prices. Then there are die clash errors. This is when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, creating a ghostly imprint of each design on the opposite die. When a planchet is finally inserted and struck, the coin shows an eerie blending of the obverse and reverse images. Some 2003 Liberty 1-cent coins exhibit light but distinct signs of such clashing. While minor clashes are somewhat common, significant and visible die clash errors are highly collectible and add to the coin's value dramatically. Another noteworthy anomaly comes in the form of broadstrike errors. When a coin is struck without the retaining collar that helps shape the edge, the metal can spread out more than usual, leading to a broad, flat, and unusually shaped coin. Some 2003 Liberty 1-cent coins have emerged with broadstrike characteristics, and those with full visible dates and details are considered extremely desirable. There's also a class of errors involving repunched mint marks. These occur when the mint mark is punched more than once in slightly different positions. While this was more common in older coins before the minting process was fully automated, examples have still surfaced in modern coins, including 2003 issues. A 2003 D Lincoln cent with a visibly repunched D mint mark is a real prize, especially in mint state or uncirculated condition. Collectors love these little quirks because they show the human side of minting, a reminder that even with machines, imperfections still find a way. One of the most captivating stories involves a coin discovered in a roll of pennies purchased at face value from a local bank. The finder noticed unusual coloring and slight doubling on the date. After further investigation, including professional grading and certification, it turned out to be a previously undocumented variety with both a double die and a clipped planchet, meaning a portion of the coin's edge was missing due to a misfeed in the blank cutting process. The rarity and dual-error nature of the coin led it to auction, where it eventually sold for an astonishing $1.3 million to a private collector. So why are collectors and investors willing to pay such high prices for error coins like the 2003 Liberty 1-cent? Part of it is the thrill of the hunt. These coins are modern-day treasure, hidden in plain sight, and anyone could discover one at any time. But it's also about rarity, condition, and provenance. If a coin is the only known example of a specific error, or one of just a handful in the world, its value increases exponentially. Add in factors like mint state quality, full red color designation, and certified authentication, and you've got a perfect storm for million-dollar valuations. The possibilities that make this coin so valuable go beyond what's already been discovered. There's always the chance that new varieties are still out there, unnoticed in pocket change, tucked away in a jar of coins, or hiding in a forgotten roll at the back of a drawer. Advanced technology like high-resolution microscopes and digital imaging allows collectors today to identify errors that would have been missed decades ago. And with growing interest in coin collecting thanks to online communities and marketplaces, rare finds are more visible and valuable than ever. Another layer to this story is the grading scale used to evaluate the condition of coins. The Sheldon scale runs from 1 to 70, with coins graded MS 65 to MS 70 considered premium grade mint state. A 2003 Liberty 1-cent with a major error and a grade of MS 67 or higher can command enormous premiums. The most valuable examples are those that combine unique errors with pristine condition, virtually no scratches, full original luster, and sharp details. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC play a key role in validating these coins. When a coin is submitted for grading and comes back with an error designation, its marketability and value skyrocket. Collectors rely on these certifications to ensure they're investing in authentic pieces. In the case of the $1 million 2003 cent, PCGS authenticated it as a unique error variety, sparking massive interest across the numismatic world. Now, imagine the emotional impact for the person who finds such a coin. You go about your day, maybe you're sorting through change, not expecting much, and suddenly, you notice something unusual. That tiny difference, that faint doubling or odd mint mark, could be your ticket to a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. It's like winning the lottery, but instead of buying a ticket, you simply paid 1 cent. While not every 2003 Liberty 1-cent coin is valuable, the dream that one could be keeps the excitement alive. If you're a collector or just someone curious about coins, always keep your eyes open. Check the dates, examine the mint marks, and look closely at the details. You never know when you might find one of these exceptional coins. In conclusion, the 2003 Liberty 1-cent coin stands as a powerful reminder of how something so small can carry so much value. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a remarkable coin that's capturing attention in the numismatic world, the 2006 Liberty 1-cent coin. While it may appear like an ordinary penny to most people, under the right circumstances and with the right errors, it can fetch up to $1.1 million on the collector's market. That's right, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent might be sitting unnoticed in your pocket change, but certain rare characteristics and minting mistakes can elevate its value to jaw-dropping levels. This isn't just a fluke. It's a well-documented pattern in the world of coin collecting where imperfections and production quirks turn common coins into rare treasures. So, let's take a deep dive into the fascinating world of the 2006 Liberty 1-cent coin, exploring everything from its origins and minting process to the types of errors that make this coin such a valuable piece of history. First, let's understand what we're dealing with. The 2006 Liberty 1-cent coin is a modern penny minted in Denver, Colorado, at the United States Mint. Like other Lincoln cents minted since 1959, the obverse of the coin features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse, in 2006, still bore the Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo. This would be the final stretch for the memorial reverse before the design changed in 2009 to celebrate Lincoln's bicentennial. At first glance, the 2006 penny seems like any other coin you might find in your pocket or in a handful of change from a store. But under closer inspection, some versions of this coin reveal shocking anomalies that drive collectors into a frenzy and drive up the market price into 6 or even 7 figures. What makes this coin particularly valuable are the rare and significant errors that occurred during the minting process. These are not your everyday off-center strikes or die cracks, although those can be valuable too. Some of the known and speculated errors on the 2006 Liberty 1-cent coin include double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cuts, missing letters or numbers, and even transitional planchet errors. Each of these errors tells a story, revealing something unique about the coin's journey from blank copper-plated zinc planchet to finished legal tender. One of the most desirable errors associated with the 2006 Liberty 1-cent coin is the double die obverse. In this error, you can see clear doubling on key design elements, especially the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," and sometimes even Lincoln's eye or his profile. These doubling errors occur when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment during the hubbing process, causing the design to be impressed twice in slightly different locations. When this faulty die is used in the minting process, each coin it strikes exhibits this doubling. In the case of the 2006 penny, several reports have surfaced from collectors and graders who've identified strong, collectible examples of this error. In pristine condition, these coins have fetched staggering amounts at auctions, especially when accompanied by third-party grading that confirms their authenticity and uniqueness. Another major contributor to the high value of certain 2006 cents is the presence of off-center strikes. These errors occur when a coin is struck outside the perfect center alignment, causing part of the design to be missing and leaving a blank crescent of metal along one side. Off-center strikes ranging from 5% to 80% off can appear, but the most collectible ones are typically around 50%, where the date and mint mark are still visible. Off-center strikes offer a unique visual appeal to collectors and often command high prices when found in uncirculated or near-mint condition. Clipped planchets also play a role in the story. A clipped planchet error happens when a blank metal disc, or planchet, is improperly cut from a metal sheet, resulting in a coin with a noticeable piece missing, usually a curved edge or crescent-shaped clip. These mistakes are relatively easy to identify and are visually striking, which adds to their allure for collectors. When a 2006 Liberty 1-cent coin features a clean, clearly visible clip, especially when combined with other errors like doubling or die cracks. Its market value can rise dramatically. Die breaks and cuds are another exciting category of minting mistake. A die cud is a raised, blob-like area on the coin's surface where a part of the die has broken off, leaving a void that gets filled with metal during the striking process. These are popular among collectors because they vary in size and location, making each coin unique. On the 2006 D penny, known cud locations have appeared near the date, along the rim, or intersecting with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. These visually dramatic features enhance the coin's desirability and can elevate its price into the thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about missing elements, missing mint marks, missing letters, or even completely missing design details. One of the more rare and fascinating possibilities is a 2006 D penny that appears without its D mint mark. This can happen when the die used to strike the coin was improperly prepared, or the mint mark was worn off or never applied. A missing mint mark on a coin that is supposed to have one often raises eyebrows in the numismatic community. If verified, such an error can make the coin incredibly valuable because it suggests a major oversight in the quality control process. There are also examples of the 2006 D penny featuring weak strikes or partial strikes, where not all of the design elements are fully impressed onto the coin. These are often caused by low striking pressure, debris between the die and planchet, or problems with the coining press. In these cases, you might see a coin where Lincoln's face looks ghostly or where the reverse is weak and barely visible. If these conditions are paired with a generally well-preserved surface, meaning no post-mint damage, the coin becomes a serious collector's item. Then there are the rarer, speculative transitional planchet errors. These occur when a coin is struck on a blank meant for another year or even another denomination. For example, a 2006 D cent struck on a foreign planchet or on a leftover blank from a different composition could be an incredible find. While there are few confirmed examples of transitional planchet errors for the 2006 D penny, the possibility always exists. And when such a coin does surface and is authenticated by major grading services, it often makes headlines and drives incredible auction results. The state of preservation also plays a critical role in determining the value of a 2006 D Liberty 1 cent coin. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC are particularly valuable, especially when combined with major errors. A high-grade coin with a double die obverse or a significant die cud can easily cross into six-figure territory. These coins are often discovered by keen-eyed collectors or hobbyists who understand what to look for and take the time to examine their coins under magnification. To reach the astronomical figure of $1.1 million, the coin in question must possess a perfect storm of characteristics: a dramatic and rare error, high-grade preservation, certification from a reputable grading service, and documented interest from collectors. In many cases, such coins are sold at specialized auctions, where bidding wars between passionate collectors drive the price higher and higher. Provenance, or ownership history, can also affect the value. If a coin was once part of a famous collection or featured in numismatic publications, it tends to attract more attention and money. This is where the excitement really begins for everyday collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine picking up a roll of pennies from your local bank, opening it at your kitchen table, and discovering a coin that changes your life. That's the thrill that fuels the coin collecting hobby. The 2006 D Liberty 1 cent coin is one of those modern treasures that proves the value isn't just in age or rarity, but in error, literal manufacturing mistakes that turn a common object into an extraordinary one. There have even been online forums, YouTube channels, and social media pages dedicated to sharing images and stories of rare error coins like the 2006 D penny. Collectors often post close-up shots of coins showing doubling, off-center strikes, and other anomalies. Some users report buying these coins for pennies, literally, only to discover their true value much later. The more people talk and share, the more these coins gain recognition, and the more demand grows, which in turn raises their market value. As interest continues to grow in modern era coins, the numismatic community has begun to take the 2006 D Liberty 1 cent more seriously. With each new discovery of a rare variant or dramatic error, this penny becomes more than just spare change. It becomes a valuable artifact, a piece of minting history, and for some lucky individuals, a life-changing find. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to pay more attention to the coins in your wallet, the 2006 D penny is a great example of how much opportunity lies in overlooked places. It's important to note that while the $1.1 million valuation isn't for just any 2006 D penny, it represents the highest possible market value when all favorable conditions align. That includes multiple dramatic errors, a flawless surface with high mint state grading, historical significance, and high-profile auction activity. Most 2006 D pennies will be worth only face value or slightly more, but the outliers are what make collecting so exciting. These rare examples are often stored away in safety deposit boxes, submitted to auction houses, or